Have you ever looked at your smartphone and wondered how we got here? We think of our world as a product of recent breakthroughs, of the last century, or maybe the last few decades. But what if I told you that the seeds of our most advanced technologies were sown thousands of years ago? That the blueprint for our modern world was drafted by ancient engineers, thinkers, and innovators. Today, we're taking a journey back in time to uncover the future past, exploring how ancient ingenuity didn't just solve the problems of their day, but actually foreshadowed and enabled the very technologies we couldn't live without. This isn't just a history lesson. It's a story about the unbroken chain of human innovation. Let's start with something that literally forms the foundation of our cities. Concrete. When you picture ancient Rome, you probably imagine the Colosseum or the Pantheon. These marvels have stood for nearly 2,000 years, surviving earthquakes, wars, and the relentless march of time. How? Their secret weapon was a revolutionary kind of concrete. Unlike modern Portland cement, which can crack and degrade in a few decades, Roman concrete was incredibly durable and, get this, it could even heal itself. The Romans used a mix of volcanic ash, called pozzolana, lime, and seawater. This combination sparked a unique chemical reaction. When tiny cracks formed in the concrete and seawater seeped in, new mineral crystals would grow and fill the gaps, effectively sealing the damage. It was self-healing concrete, an idea that modern scientists are just now starting to perfect. Today, researchers are developing smart concrete with embedded polymers or bacteria that can mend cracks, extending the life of our bridges, tunnels, and buildings. They're looking directly at the Roman recipe, trying to reverse engineer this ancient wisdom for a more sustainable future. The Romans weren't just building for their empire. They were building for eternity, and we're finally catching up. Now, let's turn our attention from building up to looking out at the stars. Long before the Hubble telescope sent back breathtaking images of distant galaxies, ancient astronomers were already mapping the cosmos with astonishing precision. One of the most mind-blowing examples is the Antikythera mechanism, discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of a Greek island. This device from the 2nd century BCE has been called the world's first analog computer. It was an intricate system of more than 30 bronze gears, housed in a wooden box. By turning a hand crank, you could predict the positions of the sun, moon, and the 5 known planets. It could even tell you when the next solar or lunar eclipse would happen and when the next Olympic Games were scheduled. Think about that. This wasn't just a clock. It was a mechanical model of the cosmos, a sophisticated calculator that encoded complex astronomical cycles into its gear ratio. It demonstrates a level of mechanical engineering and astronomical knowledge that scholars previously thought was impossible for that era. Today's computers, with their digital processors and complex algorithms, perform similar functions, just on a vastly different scale. The Antikythera mechanism is the philosophical and mechanical ancestor of your laptop, a testament to the ancient drive to compute and comprehend the universe. But what about protecting ourselves from the Earth itself? In 132 AD, a Chinese inventor named Zhang Heng created something truly remarkable. The world's first seismoscope. This was an elegant bronze vessel, shaped like a jar, with 8 dragon heads arranged around its rim. Each dragon held a small bronze ball in its mouth. Below the dragon sat 8 open-mouthed toads. When an earthquake struck, even hundreds of miles away, an internal pendulum mechanism would swing. It would trigger a lever, causing one of the dragons to release its ball, which would then fall into the mouth of the toad below. The genius of this device was twofold. First, it could detect an earthquake that was completely unfelt at its location. Second, the dragon that dropped the ball indicated the direction of the earthquake's epicenter. This gave the imperial court a crucial early warning, allowing them to dispatch aid to the affected region days before messengers could even arrive. It was a sophisticated early warning system. Fast forward to today, and our global network of digital seismographs does the same thing, but with instantaneous data transmission. Yet, the fundamental principle detecting seismic waves and determining their origin was first mastered by Zhang Heng almost 2,000 years ago. He understood that knowledge of a disaster is the first step toward mitigating its impact. Let's move from the earth to the body. Modern medicine is filled with incredible surgical tools. But the concept of specialized instruments for delicate procedures is far from new. Archaeologists in Pompeii and across the Roman Empire have unearthed complete surgical kits containing forceps, scalpels, bone saws, and catheters that look surprisingly modern. These tools show a deep understanding of anatomy and surgical needs. Roman surgeons performed complex procedures, including cataract surgery. They used a special fine needle to push the clouded lens to the bottom of the eye, restoring a degree of sight. It was a risky but often effective technique that shows a level of medical ambition and precision we rarely associate with the ancient world. The tools they developed: the specialized clamps, the sharp cutting instruments. The probes for exploration are the direct ancestors of the instruments in a modern operating room. While our materials are now sterile, stainless steel, and our techniques are light years more advanced, the basic idea of creating a specific tool for a specific surgical job was born in these ancient medical practices. They laid the groundwork for the very concept of a surgical toolkit. And what about information technology? We live in the age of the internet, where information is everywhere. But the challenge of storing, organizing, and retrieving vast amounts of information is an old one. The Library of Alexandria in ancient Egypt was the intellectual hub of the world. It aimed to collect all of human knowledge under one roof. But how do you find one specific scroll among hundreds of thousands? The librarians of Alexandria developed a revolutionary system. They created the first ever library catalog. Scholars like Callimachus compiled the Pinax, a 120-volume catalog that organized works by genre and author, including a short biography of each author. This was more than just a list. It was a bibliographic system, a metadata framework. It was the world's first search engine. By creating a system of categories and tags, they made a massive, disorganized collection of data, searchable and accessible. Does that sound familiar? Every time you use Google, you are using a system built on the same fundamental principle: organizing information with metadata to make it findable. The librarians of Alexandria faced the challenge of big data in their own era and solved it with a conceptual innovation that remains at the core of information science to this day. From self-healing concrete mirroring modern smart materials, to the Antikythera mechanism as the first analog computer, to Zheng Heng's seismoscope as an early warning system, and the Library of Alexandria's catalog as the first search engine, the evidence is all around us. The past is not a disconnected, primitive world. It's a place of incredible ingenuity, where the fundamental questions of science, engineering, and information were first asked and brilliantly answered. These ancient innovators weren't just solving problems. They were setting a trajectory. They were proving what was possible and laying down the conceptual and often literal foundations for us to build upon. Our modern world wasn't built from scratch. It was built on the shoulders of ancient giants. The next time you use a piece of modern technology, take a moment to think about its deep history, the thousands of years of human curiosity and cleverness that led to this very moment. The future has always been here, hidden in our past. Thanks for joining me on this journey through time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the hidden stories of our world. Let me know in the comments which ancient innovation blows your mind the most. See you next time.